Hey everybody, how you doing today? Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to go over something that affects a lot of PT Cruiser owners, and sometimes there's a simplified answer to it if you just know where to look. And so that's what I'm going to try to do today, is help you go about that. So the problem I had with this car, the people were just overwhelmed with it, couldn't handle it. They thought it had a blown head gasket, but in fact it didn't. It was overheating like crazy. And so that kind of prompted me to want to go into a video on how to diagnose an overheating situation in a PT Cruiser. Now, the first problem that this car actually had was in the neck. Well, actually, that was the second problem. The first problem this car had, this is the fan motor that runs the fan back here. Well, the code, it was pulling a code for a bad lower fan relay, and basically what started all of this was the fan was bad. Okay, so anyway, so the first thing you would definitely want to check on is your fans. Let's make sure we got good fans. If you have a mil code inside, it's time to pull it. And if you have something that says it's a low fan relay or a high fan relay, anything to do with your fan system, it's time to pick it up. Now, just word to the wise, I do believe it's about 220 that the fan will kick on if your temperature goes up. And for all of you out there, that would be the halfway mark plus a point over it. The fan should be on by then. I know they're a little loosely calibrated from time to time, but halfway and then another point. Put that on pause. Let me kill my air compressor. Okay, so the fan stops working. Then the car starts overheating, and in this particular case, it actually split the seam of this filler neck. So no one could figure out. They'd have to get hot enough for it to separate, then it would leak out. And long story short, now we have air in the line. Now we have all kinds of crazy stuff going down with the overheating situation. All right, so like I said, this neck, can you really make that out, camera girl? Like, I just want to kind of split it out there, right here.
The lighting's really...
You'll see where the seam glues together. But anyway, this particular one split, which means, I've seen this before, this happens to a lot of PT Cruisers. That doesn't necessarily mean that's why it overheated, but once it overheats, that's a pretty good reason you'd have steam coming around the front or something along that line. Now, to verify that you don't have a cracked head or head gasket, you may want to just do a quick compression check on all four of the cylinders to make sure that you're good. That's assuming that we don't have a problem that deep, because if you got a problem that deep, you're talking head gasket, you know, so we ain't going to worry about that. Alright, so verify your fans are working. It's the number 12 fuse, I'll show it to you in a second, that blows if the fan goes bad. Now, if you do get air into this little PT Cruiser, you're going to be saying, how in the world do I get it out? Well, there's really only one way. First, on the top of this filler neck right here sits the cap. Well, there went the cap. The cap sits here, and underneath this right here is the thermostat. And underneath the thermostat, so it would sit kind of like this. And the thermostat sits in the middle. So basically what you do is, as you're filling this up, you undo this screw right here, which is a 10mm screw. And basically that's a bleeder screw. You take it out, and you pour this in until you have a steady stream of water coming out of there. Boom, then tighten it. That's how you do it. And also, one other thing, go ahead and make sure your heater, turn your key in the on position and turn your heater wide open, hot, 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 because we want that blend door, or that, I'm sorry, that valve to open up, because when you fill it up, if you have that valve closed, you're going to keep an airlock inside of the heater system. Alright, so word to the wise, fill it up through here. Don't even waste your time with the expansion tank back there. Just put it in right here. It's going to follow through, fill up the radiator, come back through your heater system, and then come back out here underneath the thermostat, which will be sitting here. So that's the only way you're actually going to get air out of a PT Cruiser. You can wish on it, you can want it all you want to, but long story short. Now the next thing you might have going on is you might have a leak of some sort. Well, the best thing I can say about that is it does have hoses going across the side and into the back, so you want to definitely look underneath the car and verify that there is no dripping anywhere going on. But as long as there's no dripping going on and you know, you're not leaking up here, then I really wouldn't worry about it. The thermostat, if you do have to change out the thermostat, it only goes in one way. You see the little key right here? The thermostat goes in like that, and basically a thermostat can go bad on one of these, so if it's sticking, definitely, you know, it doesn't cost, what, $5, $6. You can change it out and take care of an overheating problem. But that's some of the simple stuff, guys. And like I said, check the number 12 relay fuse underneath the panel inside of the vehicle. You have an upper and a lower relay inside the main panel, which if you pull it off, it'd be this one or the big gray one at the corner. That one or this one. And usually that's not the problem. Most of the times, a lot of times you're dealing with a bad motor. I mean, they go bad. This one went bad. And it's usually something like that that's going to start the events for starting the overheating. So it does become hard to actually diagnose an overheating situation once you have something like this right here being split. I actually had to fix that first to understand what was going on, because I couldn't even run the car without it getting too hot. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, good luck. If you have any questions as far as this goes, if you had to replace the head gasket, I actually did a video on that one time, so you've got one on that. But as far as being a PT Cruiser owner, it's not that hard to figure it out. But one of the key factors is, of course, the bleed screw. The other factor is the necks. They crack. Also, guys, if you have air in the line, this top hose right here will be really hard. It won't be pliable. See how that's pliable? When it's running, you'll feel it's real tight, full of air. Alright, guys, so look, I need you to subscribe to me and support Homefront Hugs. We support our veterans all over the world. Wish you would too. You're basically going to adopt them for 3 or 6 months. Non-profit. You just send them a little something, you know, just a little anything. And okay, I just noticed I have somebody.
He has a helper.
I have a helper today.
Say
Hey,
hi.
buddy. Say hi. Hi.
Say hi to all the YouTubers.
Hi.
That's a little mechanic in the making.
There's a
The little
guy
car
in the making.
man.
Here you go. You're a little car guy. There you go. So anyway, there we go. We have a little car guy helping us out. Subscribe, like I said. Support the troops. See you on the next flip. We're rocking and rolling. We got a big website coming out. Can't wait to get it done. See you on the next one.